Hi, everyone. I'm David Lipton from The Reckoning, July 4th, 2030. Welcome to our eighth in a series of weekly podcasts. This episode explores how you can do something without reference to any politician to stop and then reverse at least one part of our twin challenges of exploding debt and declining productivity. My listeners may be wondering how one person or several can make a difference. Well, you can start by remembering that there are millions of one persons throughout our country. Second, read about them in magazines. Almost any publication ranging from Barron's to People magazine offer examples of companies and individuals making a difference. Several months ago, I came across an article in Barron's describing a hidden force in the U.S. economy. That was back in April 2024. It was on, surprise, one of the key themes running through our episodes, productivity. Yeah, I get it. Productivity has a cold and clinical feel to it, yet has a more intangible dimension as well. Productivity not only involves measuring finite calculable improvements, it is a dynamic that encourages ever greater efforts and hopes. A month earlier, in March of that year, People, a magazine, published an article about women changing the world. Different magazines, different perspectives on productivity, but in fact, two sides of the same coin. One article was technical, the other motivational. The goal was the same, getting people out to do more, but also getting them into a headspace where they could function more effectively with others and become more productive individuals. Let's get deeper into this. Stripped of all the technical jargon which usually deals with labor and capital inputs and physical outputs, productivity tries to measure how quickly and efficiently people and machines produce goods and or services within a specified time frame. In our case, we will be dealing with the fast food customer and their experience. The hidden force referred to in the Barron's article focuses on how a customer entering a small fast food chain places his or her order. In this case, it is a chicken and waffles place on the West Coast. It is to a cashier who manually types in the order or to a computer screen where the customer does the typing or finger pointing to the appropriate symbol or icon. Which one is it? The hidden force is what takes place at the counter and elsewhere. The customer is not taking up the time of the cashier and will only deal with the cashier or other counter person when picking up the order. McDonald's customers are likely aware of this process because on entering the fast food location, they encounter several computer screens where they are to place their orders. Returning to the chicken and waffles fast food place, the manager noticed that the simple introduction of an electronic tablet for placing the order sped up the order process, enabled the cashier to deal with more customers and enhance the interaction between the customer and the business. The point is that the introduction of the tablet did not take away the cashier's job. It enabled him or her to process more routine orders and deal with customers' requests more quickly and efficiently. This location's food order turnover went up, and the customer got more one-on-one satisfaction when required. Productivity and customer satisfaction increased. What's more, a lot more food was sold. Think of it. All that happened is that the manager introduced an electronic tablet into the interaction between the business and the customer. Now multiply this kind of managerial action repeated thousands, if not millions of times across our entire economy. The manager increased his sales at the cost of one or two electronic tablets. Nota bene. No politicians were involved. No legislation was introduced or enacted. No over-the-top speeches by public officials was necessary. The business manager made the decision, purchased the electronic tablets. The computer store, by the way, or online computer store, seller, got more business, and the fast food location sold more food. You may also want to meet the software developer who wrote the program to run the small tablets and the larger computer installations for McDonald's. Dare we say it, it was a win-win situation. On the larger national level, the Barron's article noted helpfully consumer spending, which accounts for about 70% of U.S. economic activity, helped lift the U.S. GDP in the last few years by 2.5%. This is real, shall we say, food for thought. Imagine the positive multiplier effect of thousands or even millions of individuals making small incremental decisions that boost productivity and sales across a population of 340 million people. That is people power, and it is in our hands. Before turning to the People magazine description of women changing the world, I would like to invoke the thoughts of that grand observer of our country almost 200 years ago, Alexis de Tocqueville. His observations of American society go straight to the vital core of the United States. I am talking about voluntarism. It is an activity that energizes people to improve their circumstances for the better. I will paraphrase two of his insights taken from his book, Democracy in America. One, the health of a democratic society may be measured by the quality of activities undertaken by private citizens. From the moment individual citizens, the second point, take an idea that they wish to promote, they form an association. In pursuit of that idea, they are no longer isolated individuals, but become a power seen by many whose actions serve as an example to others. The People magazine I have in hand applauds volunteerism of such women as
Katy Perry and Angela Lash created the Firework Foundation
and teamed up with Boys and Girls Clubs of America to fund and host annual sleepaway camps for children from underserved communities with the aim of empowering kids through the arts. Deborah Salacki, a wellness pioneer, she's 102 years old and counting, promotes with Congress serving more nutritious meals and initiatives to children, educate children on health and fitness. Eat well, sleep well, and form strong relationships. That's her motto. Jordan-Risa Santos and Lainey Crowell created Everybody Library, containing books on women's rights and experiences. The proceeds of books sold at events were donated to Sister Song, an organization dedicated to helping marginalized communities get access to health care. Yeah, I know. I realize my listeners must be asking, what have all these examples of volunteerism have to do with meeting our challenge of declining rates of productivity over an extended period? Well, let's circle back to the positive multiplier effects of thousands of individuals making small incremental decisions that boost productivity and sales across our population. These efforts of these women, along with thousands of others, improve the material and mental health conditions of young people today and will likely make them more effective people in the future. That's productivity. Everyone is familiar with the saying, give a person a fish and you will feed them for a day. Teach that person to fish. They will feed themselves for a lifetime. What I say may sound odd, but this homily is about giving life skills to people, young and old. It is about improving people's lives through self-help and self-reliance.
And this is what improved productivity is all about. They benefit, and society as a whole benefits.
Bye for now. See you next week when we examine the difference between talking the talk and walking it. You can access my ideas and thoughts by visiting Amazon.com and search for The Reckoning.
July 4th, 2030.